Unequivocally, the worst thing about being general manager of these sites is when you have a big play and another one of the featured handicappers at the site has an even bigger play and you're on opposite sides. Thankfully, that was not the case, however, on Friday, as Matt Rivers and I were both on Cincinnati, and the Bearcats, despite losing their quarterback, rolled easily as the 10-point home chalk against South Florida. For Matt, it was the third ever college football blank check waive the rating release of his entire career, and he is a charter member of this site over 11 years running. And of course, you got that play at a huge discount of just $49, saving $70 off the regular price. Well, guess what, guys? He is coming back with another blank check play today, the fourth ever release of this type in college football, and he's calling it his double revenge romp. And just like yesterday, you are going to save $70, matching the $49 price you got last night's winner on Cincinnati for, by using coupon code AGAIN2, AGAIN, and the number 2. Keep in mind, last Saturday, the blank check play he had was West Virginia, the 8.5-point home dog outright over Baylor, 41-27. And it's just as powerful as his third ever NFL blank check release this past Sunday night with the Broncos smacking around San Francisco. In fact, he is 7-1 with the 7-1 in the 11 years here at the site with blank check plays, no matter the sport, including 6-0 already this month. So Matt Rivers again too is that coupon code, and you can find it over on the home page. As for me, Cincinnati last night was a 10-dime play, just like my 10-dime winner on the Broncos on Thursday night, just like my 10-dime winner on Houston and Pittsburgh going over the total on Monday night. Well, today I'm upping the ante. Those 10-dime plays the past 2 months, I'm on a 27-10 roll. Well, today I've got something stronger. It's a 15-dime release, which is my normal top-rated play in football. And I'm calling it my early bankroll builder because it goes on the early card. It's a 15-dime play. I'm taking a team that's on the road, coming off a loss that I think will rebound with a double-digit route. And you can get it for just $29 and save $80 off the regular price by using coupon code AL29, AL29, AL29. How easy is that? You may recall last Sunday hit a 15-dimer on the Colts. You got that one for $39. Last Saturday, 15-dimer on Michigan State in the first half against Indiana. You got that for $29, just like today, as I go for winning day number 41 out of 63 and 10 out of 13. And finally, one other big play to let you be aware of today before I get to the other stuff. Jeff Benton, he, like Matt Rivers, was a guy that was here at the very beginning of these sites, okay? Second ever 200-dime college football release of his career. Normally, a 100-dime play is his max wager. Second ever 200-dime play. 2014 Revenge Lock of the Year. Save $75. You get it for over half off the regular price with the coupon code JEFF, Jeff. And of course, this being Saturday, you know the deal. Every single Saturday for nearly 3 years now, I've given you a money-saving discount coupon code that could potentially save you hundreds of dollars off your total purchase price. And today is no different. You use coupon code 23%. That's 23PERCENT. Repeat after me. 23PERCENT. MICKYMOUSE. You know, you put it all together, it all works. 23%, and you will save 23% off your total purchase price. Am I wound up? Is it like I'm on amphetamines? Am I a Major League Baseball player from the mid-'80s? Did I say that? Anyway, 23% today, and that will save you 23% off your total purchase price. So repeat after me as quickly as you can. This is a mix and match coupon, but it's a one-time usage coupon, which means you can use it to buy any combination of handicappers picks, handicappers packages, but you have to make all your purchases at one single time. You can't come in and get my big play and come back 2 hours later and get Jeff Benton's big play. You got to put it all in your shopping cart one time. Use that coupon code 23% off your total purchase price. It could potentially save you hundreds of dollars. Now, was that fast or not? You tell me. Can you tell I once worked in radio and TV? Yeah, who knows? Okay, let's move on here to your free selections. By the way, just a quick observation. Did you see a federal judge yesterday? You know, New Jersey trying to legalize sports gambling, even though the Supreme Court refused to hear their appeal after state and federal courts had rejected them. Governor Christie went ahead and said, hey, we're going to allow sports gambling. And of course, every single league, including the NCAA, the 4 major leagues in the NCAA, immediately said, oh, no, we're going to file an injunction. Well, a federal judge on Friday granted that request for the injunction to bar legalized sports betting. Now, this will continue on in the court proceedings. But the thing is, though, is that, and I just want to read you a quick quote, because, it was really weird. Monmouth Racetrack in northern New Jersey, they were ready to start like football betting this weekend, okay? But I thought that the interesting thing is the federal judge said that he based his granting of the temporary restraining order partly on the public interest in knowing whether the state's law is in conflict with federal law. And, of course, he said that the leagues demonstrated that they would be, quote, irreparably harmed if sports betting was allowed in New Jersey. But this is the best part, guys. This is the best part. And the only thing I can equate it to is when I try to tell people when they ask me, well, what do you do for a living? And I explain to them and then immediately say, oh, you're a bookie? Jeez, what did you waste my time? Did you listen? Okay, but this is the best part that the judge said. More legal gambling leads to more total gambling, which in turn leads to an increased incentive to fix the plaintiff's matches. Really? Oh, I got it. So all you guys watching this video in New Jersey today, I realize you're not going to bet today, right? Because you can't go to Monmouth Racetrack and bet today. Because, of course, all you guys that aren't in the state of Nevada watching this video today, none of you are betting, right? Because you're watching this, you want to see what tie I was wearing today. None of you are betting because, of course, it's contributing to games being fixed. How short-sighted? How short-sighted are these people? Seriously, how short-sighted are these people? I had to go to an arbitration lawsuit out in Beverly Hills a couple of years ago. High-powered attorneys for both sides. We're right there in the middle of Beverly Hills. I believe the conference room cost $2,000 an hour for me and Steve to sit there. And we're sitting there, and the arbiter comes on in for, a lawyer, an arbiter comes on in, and it had something to do with the internet. And I swear to God, I think the guy just learned, and this was like 3.5 years ago, that the internet had been invented. He thought it was invented like a week ago. Okay. He was so misguided and had no clue about the realities of life, just like this federal judge did. But anyway, we move forward. Let's talk about the free picks here. I tell you what, I think Arizona State is an interesting play tonight, -3, maybe 2.5 at Washington. Listen, Arizona State's been playing great ball here lately. Of course, last Saturday they upset Stanford at home. They won at USC 38-34. The prior week, when they rallied for like 3 touchdowns in the final 4 minutes of that game, their only loss. Washington, their opponent today, is coming off a loss 45-20 at Oregon last week. What a surprise. They've lost 11 in a row in that series, okay? Last home game for Washington, they lost 20-13 to Stanford. Now, the Sun Devils have won and covered 7 straight in the series. Doesn't this seem like a trap game to you? It would be so easy to pull the trigger on Arizona State in this contest. But the problem is, Arizona State still doesn't have a very good defense. It's great that they came back with 3 late touchdowns in the final 4 minutes against USC, but what were they doing down? Needing those 3 touchdowns in the final 4 minutes to win that game at USC, and they're on the road again, okay? And beating Stanford, okay, Stanford's a big, powerful team, but now you're going to go on the road. And to me, this just smells trap. And I think the way to go is actually to take Washington plus the 2.5 to 3 points at home. And if your line's 2.5 or 3, obviously you buy up the half point in either one of those situations. Another game for you, Arizona and Washington State. Do you think this is going to be a low-scoring game? Do you think this is going to be 24-21? This is Rich Rod against Mike Leach. It's air raid against the spread. These two teams might be like Oregon and California last night. They may score 72 points in the first half. Now, listen, the total is sitting at 74, and I grant you, I think that's a little high. I would have felt a little more comfortable if this line was around 68, but I think this is a good spot. The Cougars only 17 points against Stanford 2 weekends ago, but their previous home game, 60-59. Lost to California. That's the type of game that I think that you could see here, a barn burner. Meanwhile, Arizona's looking to rebound after moving into the top 25 following that huge road upset of Oregon in their last road game. They come back home and promptly snap their 5-0 perfect record with a 28-26 home loss to USC. So you've got both teams that are looking to get back on track. You've got both teams with Solomon of Arizona and Halliday of Washington that can throw the ball effectively. neither team's going to play much defense in this one, so why not take the over in this particular contest? Let's take a look at the game between Auburn and South Carolina. Auburn has been idle since falling behind by 3 touchdowns at Mississippi State and losing their first game in Starkville a couple of Saturdays ago. So they're a 19-point favorite here today at home against South Carolina. Listen, the total in this game was 65.5 points, and I think it could go over, but I really like Auburn to rebound strong here in this particular contest. Their last home game, they throttled LSU 41-7. They beat Arkansas at home 45-21 in their home opener. They still score a lot of points, and they're going to do something that South Carolina can't stop. They're going to run the ball. South Carolina cannot stop anybody defensively. I mean, this is a team that's second to last in the SEC in pass yards allowed. One of the worst teams in college football with its rush defense, allowing, I think, almost 5.5 yards per carry to opponents. Well, Auburn, surprisingly, even though they had trouble getting to the outside against Mississippi State and watching that game, they still became the first team to run for over 200 yards against that Mississippi State defense this season. Now, the Gamecocks prepared for this game by beating up Furman 41-10. Oh, yeah, that's really going to prep you for this game. Listen, the Paladins, that's Furman, the Paladins ran for 211 yards against this South Carolina defense. They're allowing 182 yards rushing per game, 5.3 yards per carry. Meanwhile, Auburn is averaging 262 yards rushing, a game of 5.6 yards per carry. Last road game for South Carolina, they lost 45-38 at Kentucky. Their only other road game, they won 48-34 at Vandy. You allowed Vandy to score 34 points. You should be ashamed. I mean, that's the bottom line. And remember what they did in their season opener against Texas A&M. This is a bad pedestrian defense for South Carolina. Doesn't have anybody there to come up with the big stops. Doesn't have much speed. Doesn't have much size. And I think Gus Malzahn's Tigers, who are 8-1 against the spread in their last 9 at Jordan-Hare Stadium and have covered 14 of their last 17 overall, roll in a rebound win after losing to Mississippi State. So I like them in this particular spot as well. And that'll do it for today's complimentary plays. So I wish you best of luck, and I will catch you again on Sunday.